David Kurton.
Well, I've spoken about this at length at many times over the last 2 years, and you can't take what's happened in the last 2 years in isolation. This comes on the back of what the West did, the CIA and Victoria Nuland particularly, ousting a democratically elected president in 2014, Yanukovych, because he decided he didn't want to join NATO and he didn't want to join the EU, which is their right. What the West has done, the collective West, is put in a puppet in Poroshenko and then another puppet in Zelensky, and we've encouraged him to...
Well, Zelensky won an election.
He won an election in 2019 on the basis of peace with Russia, and he did a bait and switch at the behest of the deep state in the West, who basically controlled him.
You really have swallowed the Putin propaganda, haven't you?
It's not Putin's propaganda, it's actually reality, and it's actually what I'm talking about. So
it's a very strange reality.
Well, it is reality. I mean, you've just interrupted me there, so let me just finish and continue. So there was absolutely no need for the West to get involved in this on any side. We should have been trying to de-escalate from the beginning in February 2022.
So we should have just sat back and let Russia invade a sovereign country.
There was a peace deal in April 2022 that Putin and Zelensky worked out in Turkey with Erdogan. Boris Johnson went to Zelensky just after that, and the next thing we know, Zelensky had said, no, we're not going to make peace.
This is pure Putin propaganda. You should be ashamed of yourself.
It's actually what's happened. I'm not ashamed of myself, and I'm actually saying the reality of the situation.
How much land should we let Russia take, then?
Well, if we had not gone in and agitated this and escalated and supported Zelensky to escalate, there wouldn't have been any land taken at all. Obviously, you had the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics, who were Russian, who had been bombed by neo-Nazis attached to the Zelensky regime for 8 years.
And we might as well have Vladimir Putin sat where you are.
Well, I mean, that's just an insult.
You're an absolute disgrace.
You're an absolute
disgrace.
No, that's an absolute insult. And you can't
it was meant to be. It was meant to be.
You shouldn't call me. Sorry, I'm not going to have... You're not calling me a disgrace, and that is really not good moderation, because that
it may not be good moderation, but I'm just reflecting what virtually every single person listening to this programme is saying. I want to hear from Hans.
And we need to de-escalate.
You're not going to like what I've got to say, Ian.
Fine.
I'll tell you what it is. I agree with him almost 100% about everything.
Well, you don't surprise me at all.
Well, there you go. But the thing is this. A lot of people like to think to themselves that this is all Putin propaganda. It really isn't. This is reality. The fact is, we've got a mainstream media that's telling us how to think, how to do things. I am not a Putin apologist. I couldn't whatever about Putin, okay? But the point is, the people of Ukraine have been put in a position to be at war with Russia for no reason whatsoever.
Apart from the fact that Russia has invaded them.
Listen, Ian, they wanted peace, or they were told they're going to have peace, and they chose not. And the Americans and Boris Johnson and everything else have decided to carry on feeding money every single day to the Ukraine. Sorry, it's making a noise. To the Ukrainians, and all they're doing is trying to weaken Russia. So they think. All they're doing is money laundering money for weapons industry from the military-industrial complex. And anything else you want to say about it, for me, I'm 100% with him. And I'm not a Putin apologist. I'm actually a realist. The mainstream media want to make us feel like we're Putin apologists. We're not. We're looking at what's happened.
Okay,
all the time we were escalating,
David,
500,000 Ukrainians have died. We've got to stop that.
I thought you asked me first. You haven't asked William yet, but
sorry.
Well, I'm happy to take another bite. But you haven't asked William.
I'm so appalled by what he said. I've forgotten your contribution.
It's the happy.